Hello everyone. Now today we are going to start with the convolution theorem in inverse Laplace transform. So before that, convolution is nothing but it is a generalized product of two or more functions. So if f of t and g of t are two functions of a variable t, then the convolution of f and g denoted by f star g is defined as f star g is equal to integral 0 to t f of u g of t minus u du. So remember that the convolution of two functions is given by this integral. Here remember that convolution of two functions is commutative. That is, f star g is always equal to g star f. So you can write your f star g as also integral 0 to t g of u f of t minus u du also. Second is, convolution satisfies associative and distributive properties also. So here we are concerned only with the commutative property. So the next one is the convolution theorem. According to this theorem, it states that if Laplace inverse of a function f bar of s is f of t and Laplace transform of another function g bar of s is g of t, then the Laplace inverse of the product of those two functions f bar of s into g bar of s is nothing but equal to their convolution. That is nothing but integral 0 to t f of u g of t minus u du. Very important that the Laplace inverse of product of two functions is always equal to their convolution, and the convolution is given by the integral 0 to t f of u g of t minus u du. Some examples based on this theorem. Example: if you have to find the Laplace inverse of 1 by s plus 2 into s minus 1. So remember that you can solve this by partial fractions and solve this by convolution theorem. So if the question is asked that you have to apply the convolution theorem, then you should not do by partial fractions. So by convolution theorem, first we have to select two functions. You let the function f bar of s is 1 by s plus 2 and g bar of s is 1 by s minus 1. You have to first find out the Laplace inverse of this. Laplace inverse of f bar of s is nothing but equal to Laplace inverse of 1 by s plus 2, which is e to the power minus 2t. This is your f of t. Next here, Laplace inverse of g bar of s will be equal to Laplace inverse of 1 by s minus 1, which is e to the power t. This is your g of t. Now these are the two functions. So by convolution theorem, Laplace inverse of f bar of s into g bar of s is nothing but the convolution of the two functions, which is given by 0 to t f of u g of t minus u du. Here if you have a complicated function, you can first take that as f and the simple one as g. Remember that, because here the function g has two variables t and u. So now this implies Laplace inverse of f bar of s is 1 by s plus 2 into g bar of s is 1 by s minus 1, is equal to integral 0 to t. Now your f of t is here e to the power minus 2t and your g of t is e to the power t. Now I have to write it in terms of the variable given here u and t minus u. So here f of u will be, write it properly, don't write it in terms of t. Your f of u will be e to the power minus 2, not t, it will be u. Remember that, see. It will be e to the power minus 2u. G of t is e to the power t. So what will be g of t minus u? Here g of t minus u will be, wherever t is there, replace it by t minus u. Here your f of u will be e to the power minus 2u. So it will be here e to the power t minus u du. Here we are doing integration with respect to u. So your t is a constant. So you can write your e to the power t as constant outside the integral, e to the power minus 2u minus u du. So it is e to the power t 0 to t e to the power minus 3u du. So this is e to the power t e to the power minus 3u by minus 3 from the limit 0 to 3. So minus e to the power t by 3. Upper limit is t minus 3t. The lower limit is 1. So this becomes equal to, if you want to simplify it further, it will be 1 by 3 into e to the power t minus e to the power t minus 3t is minus 2t. This is your result. The next example, Laplace inverse of 1 by s square into s plus 1 whole square. So you can solve this by partial fractions. Second, division by S property. Third one is convolution theorem. So I am putting all the possible ways in which you can solve this. But if the convolution theorem is specified, you have to solve it by the convolution theorem. So now here you can select your two functions, f bar of s as 1 by s square and g bar of s as 1 by s plus 1 whole square. Find out the Laplace inverse of f bar of s and find your f of t. Laplace inverse of 1 by s square. 1 by s square is t. So this is, wait, I'll just tell you. You write this as t. And here when you apply the Laplace inverse of g bar of s, you get this as Laplace inverse of 1 by s plus 1 whole square. So you have to apply the shifting property. It will be e to the power minus t Laplace inverse of 1 by s square by shifting property, because directly you cannot find out. So this will be e to the power minus t into t. Now you can see here you have two functions product here. So you can take this as your g of t and this as your f of t. So f of u will now become u into e to the power minus u and g of t minus u will become t minus u. Remember this now. Take the easy one as the first function and a little tougher one as your second function. Sorry, the easy one as your second function and the tougher one as your first function. So by convolution theorem you have Laplace inverse of 1 by s square into s plus 1 whole square will be equal to 0 to t f of u g of t minus u du. Because it is commutative, you can write either this as g or this as g. So now this becomes integral 0 to t. Your f of u is u into e to the power minus u and your g of t minus u is t minus u du. So here everything is a function of u. So you can write this as 0 to t ut minus u square e to the power minus u du. Now u and this is your v. Applying Leibniz rule or integration by parts, whichever you feel easy, you can do that. By Leibniz rule, the first function into integral of the second one by minus 1. Minus derivative of the first bracket with respect to u means t is a constant, minus 2u. Integral of the second bracket here, it becomes plus. Third term positive. Derivative of this bracket is, this is a constant, so 0, this is minus 2. Integral of this is e to the power minus u with a negative sign. The other term becomes 0 because derivative of minus 2 is 0 from the limits 0 to t. Now apply the limits. First, upper limit in place of u, you have to apply t. It will be t square minus t square, so it is 0 here, minus, third will be t minus 2t, that is minus t, with this minus becomes plus t, e to the power minus t. Next, the next term becomes positive plus 2 into e to the power minus t. This is your upper limit minus the lower limit. Lower limit is here 0. Here it is 0, so it will be only t minus t. E to the power minus 0 is 1. Here it will be minus 2. So simplify and write your answer. This will be just equal to t e to the power minus t plus 2 e to the power minus t plus t plus 2 is your solution. Laplace inverse of s by s square plus a square whole square. As we have done, you can do this by property of derivatives. Next will be convolution theorem. So for convolution theorem, let f bar of s, you have only one s in the numerator, so either with one you can take this as 1 by s square plus a square, and your g bar of s as s by s square plus a square, so that when you apply the product it becomes s by s square plus a square whole square. Now your Laplace inverse of f bar of s, Laplace inverse of 1 by s square plus a square. This is nothing but directly 1 by a sine at. And Laplace inverse of g bar of s, Laplace inverse of s by s square plus a square, that is nothing but cos at. So now either one you can choose. This is your f of t. So this implies f of u will be equal to 1 by a sine au. You write this in the beginning so that you don't get confused. And this is your g of t. So g of t minus u will be equal to cos a into t minus u. Now by convolution theorem, Laplace inverse of s by s square plus a square whole square, integral 0 to t f of u g of t minus u du. So this is equal to 0 to t, f of u is 1 by a sine au, and g of t minus u is cos of a into t minus u du. Now this is of the form sine a cos b. Sine a cos b is 1 by 2 sine of a plus b minus sine of a minus b. So apply this because directly we cannot find out the integral. So now this becomes 1 by a outside, 0 to t sine of a plus b. A plus b means au plus at minus au, minus sine of a minus b, au minus at plus au du. So this is 1 by a, integral 0 to t, this and this gets cancelled, it is sine at. If you want you can separate the limits now, minus integral 0 to t sine of, this becomes 2a u minus at du. This is also du. Now see that here we are doing integration with respect to u, so sine at is a constant. So you can write this as a constant, so it will be sine at constant. Integration of du is u from the limits 0 to t, minus sine of, integration of sine is nothing but minus cos, so it becomes plus here, cos of 2au minus at, divide by the coefficient of u, that is 2a, from the limits 0 to t. So this is 1 by a sine at into t. So this is t here. Next, plus 1 by 2a. Upper limit is t, so it will be 280 minus 80 is 80. Minus the lower limit is 0, so it is cos of minus 80. Cos of minus 80 is cos 80 because cos of minus x is cos x. So this much is your answer. So this is nothing but 1 by a t sin 80 plus 1 by 2a square cos 80. So this is here now, cos 80 minus cos 80 is 0. So this is your answer. This is your result. Next one. Laplace inverse of 1 by s square plus a square into s square plus b square. You can do using partial fractions. Here also this you can even do it by partial fractions. Here also you can do it by partial fractions or by convolution. So you select your two functions, f bar of s as 1 by s square plus a square, g bar of s as 1 by s square plus b square. So your Laplace inverse of f bar of s is 1 by a sin 80. This is your f of t. And Laplace inverse of g bar of s will be equal to 1 by b sin bt. So from here your f of u is nothing but 1 by a sin au, and g of t minus u is 1 by b sin of b into t minus u. So by convolution theorem, we have Laplace inverse of 1 by s square plus a square into s square plus b square will be equal to integral 0 to t. I write it directly. 1 by a sin au, 1 by b sin of b into t minus u du. Now apply this result, sin a sin b. Sin a sin b is 1 by 2 into cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b. Using this result, you get this integral as, this will be equal to 1 by a and 1 by b are constants outside the integration, 0 to t cos of a minus b, au minus bt plus bu minus cos of a plus b, au plus bt minus bu du. You can separate the integrals now. 0 to t, this is cos of, this becomes a plus b into u minus bt minus integral 0 to t cos of a minus b u plus bt du. You have to do integration with respect to u. So this is 1 by ab. Cos integration is sin of a plus b into u minus bt, divide by the coefficient of u, that is a plus b. This is from the limit 0 to t, minus, here again it is sin of a minus b into u plus bt, divide by the coefficient a minus b from the limits 0 to t. So this is 1 by ab. Now here the upper limit is, when you apply t, it is a plus, it is sin of a plus b into t minus bt, and the lower limit when you apply 0, it is minus sin of minus bt by a plus b, minus, here for this upper limit is t, sin of a minus b into t plus bt, minus the lower limit is 0, so it is minus sin bt by a minus b. So this is 1 by ab. This is sin of, here bt and bt gets cancelled, it is at. This becomes plus sin bt because sin of minus x is minus sin x by a plus b, minus, here it becomes minus bt gets cancelled, sin at minus sin bt by a minus b. You can leave your answer here, or if you want, you can further simplify it taking LCM. 1. Laplace inverse of s into s plus 1 by s square plus 1 into s square plus 2s plus 2. So here again you can go for partial fractions, or you can apply the convolution. For partial fractions, remember that the denominator is quadratic factors. So you should go for that as plus b by, or you can directly apply your convolution theorem by selecting your f bar of s as s plus 1 by s square plus 2s plus 2. Why we are writing s plus 1 in the numerator is because the denominator can be made a perfect square, s square plus 2s plus 1. That will be s plus 1 whole square. That's why you take s plus 1 here, and your g bar of s as s by s square plus 1. So here your Laplace transform will become what? Laplace inverse of f bar of s will be now Laplace inverse of s plus 1 by, you can write this as s plus 1 whole square plus 1, and your Laplace inverse of g bar of s will be Laplace inverse of s by s square plus 1 is nothing but cos t. And this is, first you should apply the shifting property. So by shifting property, it is e to the power minus t Laplace inverse of s by s square plus 1. So it is e to the power minus t into cos t. So this is your f of t and this is your g of t. So f of u will be e to the power minus u cos u, and g of t minus u is cos of t minus u. So by convolution theorem, you get Laplace inverse of s into s plus 1 by s square plus 1 into s square plus 2s plus 2 will be equal to integral 0 to t e to the power minus u cos u into cos of t minus u du. So here again applying cos a cos b, result cos a cos b 1 by 2 cos of a plus b plus cos of a minus b. That result you get this as 1 by 2 into integral 0 to t e to the power minus u cos t plus cos of 2u minus t du. So applying the Leibniz rule, this becomes just separating the terms first. This will be integral 0 to t e to the power minus u cos t plus integral 0 to t e to the power minus u cos of 2u minus t du. Here you can see in the first integral that cos t is a constant. So this becomes 1 by 2 into cos t is a constant, e to the power minus u is e to the power minus u by minus 1 from the limit 0 to t. And here you have to apply the result e to the power ax cos bx plus c. So this becomes equal to e to the power minus u by 1 plus 4, that is 5, minus cos of 2u minus t plus sine of 2 sine of 2u minus t from the limits 0 to t. So when you simplify this, you will get your answer as minus e to the power minus t cos t plus e to the power minus t by 5 minus cos t plus 2 sin t plus cos t minus 1 by 5 into minus cos t minus 2 sin t. So the total result you get this as, this will be equal to 1 by 10 e to the power minus t 2 sin t minus 6 cos t plus 2 sin t plus 6 cos t. you can use this result. E to the power ax cos of bx plus c is nothing but e to the power ax by a square plus b square cos of bx, a cos of bx plus c plus b cos sine of bx plus c. This result you can use to find the integral.
Action.
Now solve these problems using the convolution theorem. Using convolution theorem, find inverse Laplace transform of the first one 1 by s into s square plus a square. Next one 1 by s minus 2 into s plus 2 whole square. Next s by s square plus s square by s square plus a square whole square. Next one plus 3 into s square plus 2s plus 2. Next 1 by s square plus 4 into s plus 1 whole square. Next by s square by s square plus 1 into s square plus 4.